evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Inside Indian Athletics. My name is Owen Dressler, and we are live from Muscuda High School today. As we were unable to be at the vault, but we're here anyway, and we're glad that you're with us. We got a good one for you tonight, as we're going to be joined by two football seniors, Jordan Beck and Nick Bowers. It's going to be a fun night. We got two multi-sport athletes, so we might touch on that tonight. Jordan Beck plays both ways for the football team, defense and offense, and he's an all-state tennis player. And Nick Bowers is the left guard for the football team, and he throws for the Muscuda track team. So it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk a lot about football, might talk into some track and tennis as well. But before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about what went on last week, because it was a fun week last week. So we're going to start last week. Football finally picked up their first conference win as they started off the conference season. They took down Waterloo 24-19, stopping Waterloo on a late fourth down try. Volleyball last week, had a really good week. They went 2-1, and it was a special night last Tuesday as they took on Triad here at home. A special night pre-game for Cameron Doyle, as she was honored for senior night, as her dad, who's in our military serving our country, will be deployed when senior night comes around later in the year, and she and her dad were able to have a special moment. Also later in that game, senior Avery Boehm had her 919th kill, breaking a school record. The Indians beat Triad, they then beat Jerseyville, and then fell to Mater Dei on Saturday in the Stadium Series game. Last week for golf, they had two wins, taking down Freeburg Roxana and Freeburg Redbud and Belleville West with scores. Luke Simmons had the best score of the week with a 35. Girls tennis had senior night last week as they took down Centralia 9-0, and cross country ran in Edwardsville at the Edwardsville Invite with Lucas Jensen placing 10th. When we come back on the Indian Sports Network, we're going to be joined by football left guard Nick Bowers. And we're going to talk all things Indians football when we come back.
From the auditorium, where we show the passion and hard work of our students, to the classrooms, where our faculty dedicate themselves to shaping the next generation of scientists and engineers. From the weight room, where we inspire our students to be a better version of themselves, to the courts and fields where history is made and memories are saved. From representing our school to just being a part of the community, we are Muscuda, the high school of choice.
All right, we're joined by senior left guard Nick Bowers. Nick, I know you played football as long as you were in high school. When did you start playing football?
So, actually, I didn't start till 8th grade year, and I just remember when I first moved here in 6th grade, Coach CJ, he was a coach that coached me 8th grade. He was just like, come play football for me, come play football for me. And then 8th grade year, I finally just gave in. 8th grade year, I wasn't too good, and then freshman year came around, and that's when I hit the gas, and I just took off from there.
I believe, if I'm correct, you didn't get to varsity as a freshman. It was sophomore year, right?
Yes, it was sophomore
Okay,
year.
so you're a 3-year varsity athlete, and you've pretty much in that time been on the offensive line as a main starter in that time, if I'm correct. So, you're in the trenches all game long on that offensive line. How do you prepare yourself for those trenches?
I mean, in practice, we really just always practice staying low, being physical, playing through the whistle, and just playing as a unit, not as for ourselves, playing for a bigger cause and just helping the team lead to a win or just being better as a unit, not just for ourselves.
Okay, so, how does, Coach Campbell is your offensive line coach. He also is your weight fit coach. How does that mesh together in the weight room on the offensive line?
It just really creates a strong bond between all the O-linemen and the coach. It's not just a coach and a player that's just hounding. There's a relationship beyond just the coach. Everyone enjoys talking to him. We all have conversations. We know when to be serious. We know when to joke around, and it's just overall. I think it motivates me to do even more in weight fit, and it just helps me overall.
All right, let's move on to current events. This past week, you guys took down Waterloo. Muscuda hadn't beat Waterloo since 2021. And, what does that mean? It's week 1 conference. You're 1-0 in conference play. What kind of boost does that give you after beating the team? You haven't beat them in 4 years.
Yeah, I really like that stuck with me because I got home that night and I was thinking like the seniors we have never beaten Waterloo in our whole high school career. So that one just really stuck with me and I don't know, it just really gives me the energy to feel like and know that we will win the MVC.
Yeah, so, okay, speaking of that, you feel like you're going to win the MVC. What's your take on this current season? 4 games in, 2-2, not a terrible start.
I think we have a ton of potential. We have been building up more and more on each week. Each week we getting more physical, playing faster, and just getting off the ball and doing what our job.
All right. I talked at the top a little bit. You run track or you throw for track,
Yes.
and you play football. Does track help you with football? Does football help you with track? How do those two work together?
I'd definitely say football kind of helps me with track and like the strength wise because like it's track when I throw for track, it's a lot about technique, but there's also you have to have some physical strength to be able to go out there and throw a shot put through a disc, and I just think it helps me a lot. Football helps me with track.
Okay. This is something I didn't mention, but I'm very curious. I've actually wondered this for a while. You play the saxophone in the band,
Yes.
and then you play football. Both of those things they require a lot of time, a lot of hours. How do you juggle?
Oh man, some days I'm just like, how am I gonna get to sleep? How am I gonna do all of this? Especially during the summer, we have band camp and it's like all day. The first week is 8 hours, so I have football from sometime to sometime, and then I have to go straight to band. I'm just like, oh my goodness, how did I do this for 4 years? And I'm just like, I'm here now, and I just never had a doubt in my mind that I wanted to quit, and I just wanted to be able to show people that you don't have to pick one or the other. You can do it all.
All right. I'm gonna leave you with this one. Favorite football memory here at Muscuda as you enter your last year.
Honestly, my favorite memory is either honestly this Friday when Coach Hilge he was just hyping us up in the locker room and like I don't know how, but he just called everything that was going to happen that game, or the post game meals with the team last year.
All right, Nick Bowers, senior left guard for the high school football team. Thanks so much for your time, and let's go get an MVC championship this year.
Yes.
When it's time to ball. We back in the field. We ready, it's time. It's nothing but hustle inside of the huddle. You know that I grind. A dangerous mind, a weapon of choice when pushing the line. Go overtime and I won't break when it's crunch time. My end game is number one. Bet it all, give me my cash. Supreme game, can't stop it. Take off like a rocket. Break it back, don't bend mine. I'm the one now, you can't hide. Legendary like legacy. This is our moment, our time. This is our moment. This is our time. Time is now. It's time to rise. This is our moment. This is our time. The time is now. It's time to rise.
All right, Jordan Beck, tight end from Muscuda High School football. All right, we've known each other for a very long time. I don't know the answer to this question though. When did you decide that football was your sport?
I mean, to begin with, like, all glory to God that I've even been able to play football for these past 4 years. But to answer your question, like, it started with my older brothers. They were playing on Friday nights, and I mean, there's not many things better than going to watch a football game. And then also, like, you remember, we went to the same grade school, recess football. I mean, it don't get better than that.
All right, you play both sides. You're the defensive end, you're the tight end. You play almost every snap. You know, how do you do that? How do you keep yourself sharp during a game or even during a week of practice?
I mean, starts with, like, day after a game. So Saturday, you got to hydrate, rolling everything out. And then, like, throughout the week, just big on hydration. And you lose a lot of salt. And so getting that sodium, magnesium back in the body. And, I mean, Lori does a great job. She's always on the sideline, like, if I'm cramping, getting me electrolytes, all these different things. So I'd say that. And then also being able to have coaches who are like, hey, we got to work on being fast, like in the weight room. It translates to the field because you're going 100% all the time.
All right, you've been on the varsity team. You got pulled up partway through that freshman year. that was the last time this team went to a playoff run. You were on the sidelines for that, got a couple of snaps in there. What was that like?
I mean, you like going and watching Division I athletes like Allen Middleton. It's special. They had something going, and I think our team this year has got the same thing going. We're together, and I mean, from that experience, just like remembering how they lost 56-0 to Highland then we beat them in the playoffs. So it's like you can do anything.
All right. What are some traditions, things that you and the team do? You motivate yourselves or to bond before a game. What are some of those things that you guys do?
I mean, first of all, just like the team meal on Wednesdays, it gets all of us together. I mean, after a long practice, just being able to bond with each other, and then like throughout the school day, just seeing each other, working out. It just creates a sense of like unity and like, hey, we're all in this together. Like we're all trying to accomplish this goal of winning on Friday night. Let's go do it as a team.
I'm gonna revert back to that freshman year. Who on that team were you looking up to? Like that's what I want to do when I am a senior in playing football.
So there's a few guys. Jake Fritz, he was a tight end. So I mean, following in his footsteps, just like watching him play, and like this is how you're supposed to play. I mean, we were a always run heavy offense, so seeing him like go block and then go catch a pass was big to see. Watch that, and then just like any of the D linemen, especially like guys like Armani. I mean, dude was a unit. So watching him play, and then even practicing with him was incredible to watch.
All right. So let's go now this year. It can be a senior, it can be anybody. Who on this team kind of is like keeps you motivated, keeps you wanting to go more?
I mean, we got some solid dudes on defense like Bryce Wagner. Quinn Ford's even stepped up. Didn't play last year, came back, and he's just like been very vocal, being like, hey, we might, give up a 20-yard run, but he's like, hey, we got to get to work. And like Riley Royer, Nigel Bowers, all these guys they're ready to win. They aren't like here for themselves, oh, I want to get this tackle. It's like, hey, let's go win a football game.
All right, I asked Nick about this, but I want to get your take. That game last Friday was incredible. Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff you dream about, like, but beating a conference team is nothing better. We were able to start hot, got 21-0 to start the game, and I mean our defense stepped up. It was really just like a gritty win, and then at the end we didn't score in the second half, and if you remember that onside kick they recovered, I remember being in the huddle and being like, hey, we're gonna take this over, and our defense got a fourth down stop, and then to end the game we did the same thing.
I want to talk about that onside kick for a moment because that was your brother, Luke Beck, that got drilled on that kick. So, as a big brother, what was that like?
First of all, I'm not a big fan of the call on the field. But, emotions run high, so it's hard to rely on your teammates sometimes. But looking back, it's like I wouldn't want anyone else in there.
All right. I'm going to leave you with this. What's that favorite memory of your last 4 years at Muscuda High School playing football?
Like Nick was saying, like team meals are great. Like just being with the team, it's a family. But in terms of games, like either this last Friday against Waterloo or my freshman year, being able to watch us come back from 56-0. Like our team, like beating Highland in the playoffs is incredible.
All right. Senior tight end and defensive end Jordan Beck on Inside Indian Athletics. When we come down, we're going to close it down and get you ready for the next week of Indian Sports.
Okay, ain't no fear in me, let's go. Let her know that I've been ready for war. Let her know that I've been ready for more. Ain't no fear in me, let's go. You can find me at the top of the rope. You can find me at the top of the slope. Smooth, 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 smooth. I'm ready for smooth, 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 smooth. I'm ready for.
All right, it's time to close it down on Inside Indian Athletics. First, let's take a look at this next week around the Indians sports. Coming up this Friday, the Indians football team, they're heading to Jerseyville. They'll take on the Panthers. That game will be right here on the Indian Sports Network. Pregame, 6:40, kickoff at 7. The volleyball girls, they are in action on Tuesday and Thursday. They'll be on the road tomorrow against Waterloo, and then back at home on Thursday as they take on the Civic Memorial Eagles. That game, that home game on Thursday, that will also be right here on the Indian Sports Network. Girls tennis, 3 matches this week as they match up with Metro East Lutheran, Marquette Catholic, and Edwardsville. Cross country is back in action on Saturday as they will run in the Springfield High School Invite. Boys golf, 2 matches this week as they take on Roxana at Belk Park and O'Fallon at Tamarack. Boys soccer, Father McGivney and Civic Memorial at home, and on Thursday head up to Jersey to take on the Panthers. Girls flag football is at East St. Louis on Thursday on the road, and they are also later on tonight at 7:30 right here at Alumni Field. Well, that is going to do it for us on Inside Indian Athletics. Big thanks to Nick and Jordan for their time today. And as always, a big thanks to Scott Battis, our athletic director, for making things happen. And a big thank you, as always, to Avery Beer, our producer, for keeping us on the air. For right now, my name is Owen Dresser, and we'll see you